Okay, so my research was on the Montessori method, which is a program that respects children and their innate desire to learn, which is really interesting to think about. Kids actually want to learn, hooray! I start by discussing Dr. Maria Montessori's research. She started working with students, children with what we would call today developmental disabilities. And she observed them, and it's very scientific in her methodology. She did observations, she did experiments, she did studies, and the results came to be what she developed as her method. And it encompasses basically tools, hands-on work where students have the ability to work on whatever it is that they desire to work on out of a limited number of projects or assignments. So, for example, there would be tables with different things that students could work with. What's interesting about this is that it's not direct teaching, meaning that the teacher doesn't stand there and lecture, but instead the teacher shows the students what it is that they can use to learn, and then the students kind of go about and learn on their own. It's a magnificent idea, and it really resonates with me because in a lot of ways this is what I provide for my children. I give them something and they figure out how to work it. If they have questions, sometimes I guide them, but I often tell them, well, what do you think? How do you think that fits together? What do you think this does? And they figure it out, and when they do, it is such a great feeling of accomplishment for them. They're so excited about the process and about learning and about the outcome. It's not just about making me happy that they finished their project, it's about learning, and it's really fun to see how excited they get. So basically, Dr. Maria Montessori says that children have natural motivation to learn, and a positive and supportive learning environment really helps children in developing their innate desire to learn. And this includes basically the simple enjoyment of learning, the satisfaction of accomplishment, and increased independence. These are all things that we just discussed. However, it is very possible and easy to destroy natural motivation for learning by providing rewards or encouragement or the threat of punishment. And I see this time and time again, and I want to hit myself whenever I say, like, oh, well, if you do this, then, and then I say, oh gosh, no, we don't do that. We don't do reward and punishment because it never works. The kids just want the sticker or the granola bar or whatever it is without appreciating what it is that they are doing. And I don't want that for my children. I want them to enjoy the process, to have grit, to have a growth mindset. And all of these things are promoted with the Montessori method as opposed to these, what we see in many classrooms, the reward or punishment. So in regard to self-control or discipline, Montessori method develops self-discipline, whereas in regular classrooms, we force students to sit at desks and be quiet and look straight ahead. And there is a reason for why we do these things. There's history behind it. It starts with the Industrial Revolution, and the bells that told people when they were done with work are the bells that we use to give students the opportunity to take a break. And punishment and reward used to be payment or getting strapped, getting beaten, and instead students are rewarded with grades or in preschool stickers or the threat of punishment, bad grades, or maybe being sent to the principal's office or being humiliated, whatever it is. Those are not conducive to real discipline. That is conducive to, as Dr. Montessori would say, annihilation of the person, of the student, of the child. And we definitely don't want that as teachers. So instead, the methods that she provided are to explore and to provide children with freedom and support so that they learn. And it's all in a big environment with a bunch of other students, and it's mixed ages. So for example, grades 1, 2, and 3 might be together for a few years. So they get to know kids really well, they get to know their peers, they have to learn how to work together because there's no escape, they can't go anywhere else. They're stuck in this classroom, so they learn how to work together and support each other. It's really quite interesting. Here's the fun part. When comparing Montessori method to other educational styles, oops, we'll cut off math over here, but the test results and the quality of the academic education in English and in math is either comparable, or Montessori method students score higher in both English and math, especially once they reach middle and high school levels, which I find very entertaining because they don't teach to the book. They don't teach to the test, I mean. So it's positive. Also, their emotional intelligence, the EQ, and social well-being of Montessori students are much higher in many instances as compared to other forms of education. This is really interesting as well. The benefits of Montessori method for at-risk children and kids with developmental and other challenges. This is spectacular because we see kids here and also kids who have racial, cultural, and socioeconomic differences. These are the kids who score higher with Montessori method. And this is really powerful for equity and for equality in our society. This can make a difference. We've talked about Kozol and how he thinks that our schools are so divided, and the Montessori method in charter schools, so that they are public and free, wow, this can make a difference. Thank you. Bye.